Hello and welcome to Gunthreck Travels. As promised, this video is going to be talking about our 13-foot slide and the project that I want to do for the outside of it. Now, we already talked about the couch kind of system that I want to put on the inside, but there is an additional thing that I want to do to the outside to make the inside of the space a little bit more livable. And we'll talk about that here in a second. But before we get to that, I want to ask you to help us to reach 1,000 subscribers by pressing that subscribe button. The number doesn't go up unless you actually press the button. So go ahead and do that now. Click the like button to help it spread out to other people so that they have a chance to also subscribe. Every little bit helps. So for this, we have this nice big 13-foot slide that comes out, and it's actually opposed to the kitchen, and it makes the inside feel a lot bigger. You can go check our other videos to see what that looks like when I did the tour of our entire trailer. But one of the problems with having a slide this big, and especially with having these windows over here that are as big as they are, get a nice big panoramic view. The problem is that it gets hot, and it gets really hot. And that's because slides typically don't have as much or as good of insulation in them as the rest of the main part of the trailer. So what ends up happening is that, especially on super hot days, and we just went through this actually, we had several days in a row where we were up in the high 90s, and we had one day that went up over 100 degrees here in San Diego, which is very weird. But it went up over 100 degrees, and that was a major problem because this particular slide is really bad with heat management. So, and then the other big problem is, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. We're gonna walk over here for a second and then take a look at the actual total RV here. So this is the only orientation in which I can put this trailer. And the problem is that, as you can see with the shadow, the sun is coming at the trailer from the side that the slide is on. And this is absolutely the worst possible orientation for us to put this trailer because there's no awning on this side. The awning for the trailer is on the other side, which means that the shade that would provide is completely useless because the sun's over on this side and is striking down on the trailer this side. So, like, what? There's nothing. It's the worst possible orientation that we could be put in, and because of the nature of the spot here, I'm not able to turn it in any other direction. This is the direction it has to be in, and there's no other option. So this is where it is. So we need to come up with some kind of a way to provide some kind of shade for this side of the trailer, and obviously the first step is going to be doing one of those retractable slide awnings. You can see the trailer already has the rails for it back there, and it's just going to be buying one of those kits that comes with everything that you need, and it has the brackets on either side. It has a roller, I think, up here, and then it attaches over here, and then as the slide comes out, it unrolls, and you just have a nice little awning. And it's going to look something very similar. If you haven't seen it before, I'm sure the RVers probably know what I'm talking about, but if you haven't seen it before, it'll end up looking something a little like this. You generally don't want to leave your awnings out too far, especially in windy days like today, because they'll flap around really bad and like tear it up after a while. Kind of like if you leave a flag out for too long and don't take it down when it gets windy. When it's short like this, it's usually okay because there isn't enough leeway in any of it for it to really flap around too much, and it doesn't end up becoming a problem. But as you can see, I only have it out just far enough to cover up the slide, just to keep the sun off of it. And the cover that we would get, the kits that you can buy, basically do the same thing over here. They attach in that rail up there, and then they unroll out to this point here and just cover up your RV. Now, that's an excellent option for keeping a lot of the heat off of the top of the trailer, and it's absolutely something that you should probably do, especially if you're going to have a big slide like this in your unit. But the problem is that, especially in our current situation where we're specifically having the sun facing us and the sun is coming through these massive windows that we have, it still creates a problem of too much heat coming in through that particular part of the unit. And the air conditioner isn't really rated to have to deal with that. It's great to have these big windows. It's great to have these nice big panoramic views that they provide. But the trade-off is that if you have the sun coming in through that window, you're getting a lot of heat just coming straight through. These aren't like super insulated windows. They're not double paned windows. They're not anything that really keeps the heat out. And I have these curtains in there that you can see in the tour video that sort of helps with that a little bit, but not really. So what I want to do is I want to install a sort of custom awning, an easily removable awning that we can attach to the slide. Ah, trash is coming. Sorry, it's a little loud. Trash is coming, and unfortunately they came while I was doing the video. But anyways, I want to install a sort of custom awning, and I'll kind of give you an idea what I'm thinking. There's going to be some brackets up here that are part of the roller awning system over here, and I'm thinking I could design some kind of a bracket system that would allow me to do some kind of a support that comes down here and then angles down here like this, and I can have some kind of a fabric that comes down and provides some shade for the windows. And I want to design it in a way that's easy to remove and easy to put together, and I can store it in the storage area and have it set up so that when we come to a place, if we need the solar shade on this side, I can just attach it, like hang it onto the brackets up here. Hold on just a second, I'm waiting on the trash to leave because of course they're coming right when I'm trying to do a video. That's the way that it works. That's fine, they're only here for a second. But I want to have it set up so that I can basically just have like a modular system that I can sort of hang up onto the brackets that are going to be here for the topper awning, and then it supports itself in a way that angles like this and makes it so that I have enough coverage. I have enough coverage over the windows to keep most of the heat, most of the sunlight from slamming through the windows and coming into the trailer itself. Because I've noticed that as I walk through the trailer, there's a massive significant difference in temperature from the big slide side over to the kitchen side. It's a big enough difference that you can absolutely feel it. It's probably like a good 10-degree difference between sitting over on the slide and going over into the kitchen side of the trailer, you know, especially when the air conditioner is on. So making it so that I can at least keep the sunlight off of most of that part of the trailer will make it to where it's much more comfortable to be there, because that slide is the main occupation area. It's where we spend most of our time. That's where all of the seating is, and especially the future seating once we get the couch and everything that I want to get in the couch system that I want to get installed. It's going to be the place where we spend all of our time. It's where I sit when I do all my computer stuff. It is the place that we are. So when that's the hottest part of the trailer because of sunlight coming in, that's not a good thing. And we can't always rely on there being shade, nor do I really want to, because ideally, especially if we can get to the point where we're doing a bunch of boondocking and things like that, I'm going to want to park out in open areas where I can get plenty of sunlight for solar, which we talked about in the last video. So coming up with a way to minimize the amount of heat that's coming into the trailer from the sun is going to be critical to making it comfortable inside the trailer, and that's why I want to do this project here. So that's my thought process on it. As usual, I'm posting these things because I have an idea. Of course, things are going to change probably as we go through and try to do most of this stuff, because no plan survives first contact with the enemy. That's just the way it works. So any comments on these things are welcome. Any ideas you have that might be able to make it better or easier being much more preferable, are much appreciated. If you want to criticize my stuff, I don't care. Go ahead. I'm going to try to make these things work for me, and these solutions are generally customized for me and what I need out of my system. So, you know, haters add to engagement. I don't really care. So anyways, thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys got something out of this. Like and subscribe to help us reach the 1,000 subscriber mark, and I'll see you for the next video.